Welcome back to Parallax Hub. This is a companion video to our Time Dust series, anchored by an idea that hits hard. We begin with a single quiet moment. A Sunday. Silence for emphasis. Tim Urban from Wait But Why wrote an essay called The Tail End. It was his stark realization. When he moved away from home, he had already used most of the in-person time he would ever have with his parents. Not half, most. We're going to walk through that painful math together. This concept hinges on a simple truth. Our time with loved ones is finite, and the bulk of it often passes before we even notice. Let's first look at the time you had. Think back to when you were a kid. It felt like an endless summer, a world brimming with presents. When you were a kid, you saw your parents almost every day. Let's estimate 360 days a year. For 18 years, that's roughly 6,500 days. You didn't count them. You couldn't have. They were simply the air you breathed. They drove you everywhere. They were the room next door at midnight. Now let's look at the present, where the abundance has become scarcity. Imagine the time you have left is just a handful of weekends. If you see your parents about 5 weekends a year, and they live another 20 years, a generous number, that is only 100 more Sundays. 100. Out of the 6,500 days you already had. You've used most of them. The math doesn't care whether you noticed it or not. And it's not just Sundays. Think about the holidays. Christmases. If they live another 20 years, that's 20 Christmases. 20. Some of those they'll be old. Some of those, they won't quite be themselves anymore. 20. That's the entire stack of Christmas mornings you have left. The gravity of 20 is devastating. Quick beat. If this is hitting where it should, please drop a like and hit subscribe. Likes tell the algorithm to push this further, and subscribing means I'm in your feed when the next video drops. I make one of these every week. Now, back to it. Here is the ultimate gut punch from Tim Urban's essay. It's hard to wrap your head around such a monumental loss of time. Quiet, half-whispered. Tim Urban's insight was brutal. By the time you move away from home, you have already used 93% of the in-person time you will ever have with your parents. 93%. Phone calls are, for many of us, most of what's left. It's the primary connection that remains. If you're lucky enough to still have them, pick up. In those family vacations, you might have 5 trips left max. If that's all that remains, plan 1. Don't wait for the perfect time. But the tail end isn't sad. It's a permission slip. A loud, undeniable mandate to prioritize what truly matters. Call your mom. Take the long lunch. Let us know in the comments. When was the last full Sunday you spent with your parents? Finally, this entire perspective is anchored by Tim Urban's incredible work at Wait But Why. Go read The Tail End. And to explore your own relationship with time, check out our tool at parallaxhub.app/time-dust.